Hello everyone, TheDarkTongo here. Today I'm going to show you how to use LOLReplay correctly. A lot of you have asked me to do so because this program has a lot of problems with recording or playing replays. And for the ones of you who may not know, this allows you to record your League of Legends matches and then watch them later to either, just watch them, point out your own mistakes and stuff like that, or just make YouTube videos just like I do. You can download your own copy at LOLReplay.com. It's completely free, of course, and it's not official. That's the problem, and so it has a lot of problems. And first of all, there's the My Replays folder where all your replays are going to be stored, and then you can play them from here. You can also upload them, and it goes to this kind of tab, but I never use it because it's quite buggy. If I want to share my replay, I usually use some file sharing site like Dropbox.com. And now, first of all, I'm going to go into the settings, which is the first thing to do to assure that your LOLReplay is working fine. So there is the League of Legends path, which is where your League of Legends game is located, okay? And you go into, usually it's under C. There is Riot Games. It depends on where you install League of Legends, but it should be C, Riot Games. Then you go into League of Legends. Then you go into RADS. You go into Solutions. LOL game client, releases. This number here may change depending on your League of Legends, but it's still a number and it's the only folder, so don't worry. Then you go into deploy and you press OK. Deploy is where your League of Legends file is. So you press OK, and this is the path. If you have it different and you do not have it in deploy, you may have some problems. The replay directory is simply the directory in your computer where the replays are. So you can have it whatever you want, just for, you can put it into your desktop if you really want. And I put it in my document. This is the default folder, and the data directory is the data for LOLReplay to use. Now onto the naming scheme. It allows you to name your own replays. So summoner, champion, kill. In my one I have kill and deaths. You can customize. Here are the comments. But first of all, summoner. If your name contains special characters, you have to remove this because special characters make this thing bug, and so it just doesn't work with special characters. Sometimes your replays will be blank, they will not have a name, they will just break because of your name. So remove them, remove summoner if your name has special characters in them. On to the next thing. Here there is record all matches in spec mode and record both. So first of all, I want to tell you there are two ways of recording. One is pretty much first person recording, which is recording just as things happened in the match with your skill bar and everything, your user interface and everything. Or you can record in spectator mode. Spectator mode is what you do when you spectate a friend or a pro, for example, and you have that user interface that lets you do a lot of things, lets you watch everyone. And spectator mode is usually the best way to record, but I suggest you checking this both boxes so that you have two files, not only the spectator mode but also the normal one, so that if one of the two doesn't work, because it may not work, this program is not really stable, it's not really perfect, you can always use the other one and make whatever you want with it. Then there is the notify me of all updates, and I think it's very important to check this because having a latest version is really important, because this can fix some of your problems. But it is also true that not always this works. So you should always check the LOLReplay.com site to see if there actually is any update. Now on to the next thing. We are done with setting the program up, and I'm going to tell you about the problems you might be getting with this program. And first of all, I already told you, download the latest version to fix any kind of problem, because the more they make versions, the more stable it is. Then there might be a problem with LOLReplay itself crashing sometimes, maybe when you play replays, maybe just randomly and stuff like that. And the most common solution for this is just reinstalling LOLReplay. But you do not only have to reinstall it, you also have to go into Documents, LOLReplay, and delete all of these folders but the replay one. These folders are the configuration files, but this one is the replay file. So you don't have to delete this, or else you will lose all your replays. Another problem, very common, is LOL, League of Legends itself crashing, and this is one of the most tragic problems. It is not as common as before. It was a very common error about 2 months ago, but the only way to fix it, and is the way I had to fix it myself this way, is to actually reinstall League of Legends. And to do so, you have to you do not have to repair. You have to uninstall and then reinstall the game itself. It's quite tragic, I do know it, but sometimes it's the only way to fix it. And another way to fix it actually is waiting for new update to LOLReplay. But if you have to make videos just like me, you do need to have LOLReplay always working. And so yeah, I had to reinstall my whole League of Legends. It took a little bit of time, but it's a sacrifice I had to do. On to some more problems. There are some problems with League of Legends crashing when you are into the replay, when you are already inside the replay. And sometimes the error is exactly unable to download spectator data. And unable to download spectator data means your LOLReplay, it does not manage to load all the files and all the data it needs to load to actually play the replay. So what you have to do is let it load. Like when you click play here, you don't have to alt tab, you don't have to go to desktop, you don't have to do stuff and browse some internet and download some porn. Don't do anything, just leave it here and make it load. And once it's into the game, you will see the game slider. It will go into like, it will take some time to actually load, like 20 seconds until the game slider is fully loaded, okay? And when it's loaded, you can start fiddling with it. But before, just give it time, or else you may encounter problems such as the unable to download spectator data or simply crashing, okay? Then there is a problem with replays not showing at all. Like for example, if you see here, how many Ezreal games do I have? 1, 2, 3, and I think maybe one more. Yeah, 4. Okay, I have 4 Ezreal games, and that's it. 4 Ezreal games, nothing else. But I'm quite sure that I did play more than 4 Ezreal games, and so I'm like, what happened? Why don't they show? Why aren't they here? And you might be thinking that LOLReplay didn't record them, but usually it does record them. They just do not show. And all you have to do is go into Documents, LOLReplay, Replays, or whatever your replay folder is, and you see all these Ezreal games. There are 7, not 4. And I'm gonna show you right now. The way to fix this is to drag them out and to drag them back in. Now the list will update. And look at this. This is another Ezreal game on the top of it, and there was this Ezreal game was not here before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, this is definitely not Ezreal. 6, and I'm quite sure I missed the 7th, but at least there are 6 now and not 4. And so this is another way to fix this little problem. Now, another little problem you might be having, and it's the most complicated one. We've come to the end. This is the most complicated problem, is all the replays from older patches. I do not have them now, but for example, replays from 3.12, 3.13, and patches like that, they might also not work because they just don't start. They simply refuse to start and do anything, and so you might be quite frustrated because the amount of errors, bug splats, it gives a lot of different errors. But I'm going to show you how to solve them. So first of all, you have the replay not working, okay? You take it and you check the version. For example, you have 3.14.0.700 here, okay? So you go into data and it is not here. If you play it, it will make a folder for it in data here. And in this case, it's not here. If it is here, you can open the folder. If not, you make it yourself. and it's 3.14.0.700, okay? And in the case this doesn't work, what you have to do is take the folder with the corresponding version, then you go into League of Legends, you go into the folder we went in before, in the League of Legends path, which is RADS, Solutions, LOL Game Client, Releases, 00, Deploy, and there we go. This is League of Legends. You copy it and you paste it in here, okay? Then you try, and it might be working. It doesn't always work, but sometimes this may fix it. And when you play them with this file, LOLReplay might give you some errors, but you just have to ignore them. Press no, press cancel, ignore them, and try anyways, okay? In the case of the older versions, like 3.12 for example, yeah, there is already the League of Legends file. You can always do the same thing. Just copy that and then paste it in here and replace, okay? And it should be working. It should make a difference. In the case this doesn't work, there is another way to fix it. And for example, we have this one, replay. This is from 3.14.700. And if you see, look at the other replays here are 738, okay? And now let's make an example. In this case, my replays all work, but let's pretend these replays do not work, okay? So this replay here does not work. What you have to do, you have to see one version of replays that does work. For example, this replay of this version works for me, but this doesn't, okay? So you take this, you repair, and you put in the version of the working replay, 3.14.0.738, and then you try playing it, okay? You try playing it, and it might be working. So here we are. I've listed all the fixes I know for this program. I do not have any other of them. If you still have problems, I hope not for you, of course, you can just post a comment. I will answer as soon as possible to help you, and maybe, you know, make another video with all the errors I've managed to fix afterwards. But yeah, this said, I'm just gonna tell you, leave the comment, thank you for watching, and remember, watch my other videos, go watch my other videos. You will find a lot of, you know, guides, commentaries, plays, and a lot of montages. I'm working on a Mundo montage right now. I'm sure you will all love it, because it's not the usual stupid montage with, you know, random champions, or actually just the same champions over and over, like listen, every single montage. A Mundo montage is going to be a little bit of fresh air. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time with whatever I do, and bye bye.